I mean, OTM is basically called as Oracle Transportation Management, so which is an Oracle tool. So before Oracle, it was a GLog product, the company name called GLog. So this you can see this GLog was there from 98 or somewhere around 97, 95, I think, 95 or 98. So then in 2005, Oracle has acquired and renamed it as Oracle Transportation Management. And I mean, this overall course you are going to get on what all aspects can be relevant to implementation and support and all those stuff. So we'll be assisting you in this course.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and it will take around like 30 to 40 classes so to complete. So it
Okay.
all
Okay.
depends. And the
Okay.
overview of the OTM, like OTM is basically a single platform to manage all the transportation activity for their supply chain. So basically, it means like it's a single platform, like where you can manage your whole transportation. Is meaning like you can you can have an order base order like when you receive order, right? So as same as the Flipkart. So you will look for it and you place the order the same. Until the shipment delivery, you can track your order in the Flipkart. In the same way, you can do it in the Oracle Transportation Management as well. But for OTM will
Okay.
be widely used for the large transportation and logistics network, not the like e-commerce. E-commerce also many of them are using, not majorly, but
Okay.
still e-commerce also OTM is applicable, and e-commerce companies are also using the OTM. And OTM basically meant for the minimization of cost in the transportation level, and like to manage the service time and service level, and you
Okay.
can create the flexible business process. It means like so ATM OTM has a concept. So OTM is actually meant for planning. Planning is something where basically you will have from order to shipment. So you will create order to shipment where so for your order you can actually have the for your order how much it is cost to to send the shipment or track the shipment. So for that,
Okay.
actually, we can have the planning engine which OTM does, which OTM has. So with that, actually, you can minimize the cost as much as you possible. So
Okay.
I mean, there is an article, so you can see you can look for it in the Google. You can see around some people are saving thousands of dollars using the OTM in the transportation. So the companies.
Okay.
So it is the OTM stands the number one transportation tool as on today in the market. So we do have different other tools, but OTM is the number one, standing in the number one position. So as on today in this logistics and transportation IT tools. So these are the clouds. So where you can have the basically it supports. I mean, obviously this is as a tool you can. It is a single platform to have the global transportation where you can create. You can have the different languages, currencies, and business units and different service providers. You can configure n number because these are the high level, and when you go inside the training you will get to know what is this global regions or what is this geographic regions, how can you set the languages, how can you set the currencies, how can you set the service providers, how can we assign the service providers to the shipments. There are some actually, so which you can will go in depth of all those things. So as I said, this GLog it's a global logistics company which was GLog, which was started in 1999, and it's actually in 2005 Oracle has acquired.
Okay.
So as I told you, this is a history of the GLog. It was initially a GLog. It was a startup in 99. So and Oracle has acquired it. And these are all the just how it has and what has been done. Like when GLog
Uh,
phone on Oracle. Yeah. So this is all because how the journey went to OTM on-premise to cloud. On-premise is something like where you can have the system installed in your servers and Linux servers and all using. Cloud is something where everything will be Oracle and you will not have much access of the server backend. So that is this is how like journey of on-premise to cloud. This is the cloud. So where
okay.
I mean just notifying all those stuff. So basically, OTM is So meant for all these things like planning, execution, visibility, settlement, compliance, customs, business intelligence. So all these things we are like it's all the high level. It is not the menu or something. So we'll just call it as like I mean generally whatever you have like planning is something where you will make order into a shipment and then execution of shipment and visibility of the shipment means the tracking of the shipment and the settlement part, basically invoicing and all those stuff. So everything can be done in the OTM. So how
Okay.
and all we can do it. So that's what, as I said, like OTM is a number one position. So most post that JDA it was in 2016, even today it is the same. So like these are all the like OTM tool benefits, what can be done, what not be done. So it's actually best in class TMS system. TMS is something like transportation management system. So we do have other tools like JDA we have, SAP we have, Manhattan we have many other TMS systems. But actually OTM is the best planning engine. So that's why yes, as on today, even it is standing in a top position, like number one position in the TMS products. It's a single platform, meaning like from order to delivery and invoicing, you can do everything in the OTM. So end-to-end transportation can be done in the OTM. It's not like you will have something and you will be using other system, but still based on the business needs, you will be having the different systems integrated to the OTM based on their business. But as per the functionality of the OTM, you can do end to end in within the system itself. You don't need the other system help to get this done. These are like, I mean, these are all the few benefits and pros of the cloud and on-premise both as well. So, like reduced licensing cost, something is related to cloud. So reduced hosting cost and maintenance expenses related to cloud, because hosting cost, like you, if it is a cloud system, you don't need to install it in your server. So that's why, I mean, hosting cost will be obviously reduced, and maintenance expenses also, because everything related to the DBA activity we have, I mean DBA issues, will reach out to the Oracle, not to the, will not be having any DBA system apart from one or two, which will have the DBA access of the application or the server. So likewise, we do have little other benefits as well. These are all the benefits of cloud and both on-premise. So this is at the OTM at glance what we are going to do. So this is the first part, planning and optimization. Something as I was telling you, like planning and optimization is something where you are planning the route actually from order to shipment. So for example, basically as I told you, like route planning is something. So we'll have route and we'll have multiple rates in it, and OTM is best in picking the less cost. Suppose if you have the tie up with the 4 5 service providers, and you have the suppose if you take from Bangalore to Hyderabad, and you have four set up with the tie up with the 4 5 service providers, and each and every service provider will give for the different cost. So we'll set up all the 5 service providers in the OTM. If you want a specific service provider to ship the order, so you can select. If not, it will take the least cost of the service provider among those 5 service providers, and least cost and least time. So both can be defined in OTM and will actually use, will both can be defined. And if you are not selecting the particular service provider, actually it will optimize it and take the least cost. So that is what the planning and optimization. So you understood, or any
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you have any questions, you can stop me and ask it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, tracking is not something where you can check the status of the shipment after you create the shipment, and you can send the notifications as well to the service provider or the
Hello.
ship to. Yes, we are here, and the tracking is we are talking about the tracking. So you can do the real time tracking of the shipment. So apart from that, you can do the exception management, something like where you can send the notifications if you have any issues at all. So or else if you can send the shipment advance shipment notifications to the ship to customer, basically the end customer, or you have any involved party contacts involved, like any other persons are involved, like in that particular order or shipment, which we need to notify. You can notify everyone, like we can send the notifications and all those stuff. So that way you can do the tracking on us as well. And tendering is something like where, so basically tendering is something like where after the creation of the shipment, so basically you can have the different types of tender. So basically which you are notifying the service provider saying that you are going to do this shipment. So basically
Okay.
you are going to handle the shipment for one location to the other location, whatever it is. So that is what the tendering meant by tender meant by in OTM. So billing and settlement is something where you can have the invoice generation and voucher generation, or if it is the
Okay.
sell kind other shipments, you can have the bill generation. So all those stuff will be done in the billing and settlement. So basically, the financial part of the shipment on our order for the transport for that transportation. So
Okay.
can be done in the billing and settlement. So this is again the same like what all you can do in the OTM. So with across the orders and shipments. So basically, you will get the order and you can plan into the shipment and you can execute it and you can monitor it and you can settle it. Whatever we have spoke till now, it denotes the same. So you can see here, and these are all the different other what we are taking like routing, contract management is something like rates. We can set up transportation sourcing and all those stuff. Fleet management is something where you can manage the driver in it, so on all those
Okay.
stuff. So we can actually it is the same stuff but with a different screen. So even here it is the same with the different pictures. So how we can minimize the cost with the ownership and what we can do on different stuff. So inventory visibility and all those stuff like so it has the ease of user interface and it is easy data model to have with the transportation needs, and you can easily integrate the system with other ERP systems. ERP systems are something like Oracle. You will have different right order management and all those systems we have. So we can integrate with the other systems as well apart from OTM.
Okay.
Mm. So this is how like it's the same. You can see the same skins, but it has the different meaning where we are putting the different things because I mean we will get better idea with this. So suppose if it's the fleet management, you are seeing the lorries here, trucks here. So which means fleet management is something will manage the fleet. So fleet management will cover all those stuff, driver and all those stuff. So assigning the driver to the shipment and all those stuff. So it's
Okay.
a for better understanding we have all these slides here, and these are all the core functionalities of OTM. So where you will have the, so we are going to cover all these things. So which includes like even if you have the course content, it is the same, but it is the compressed one instead of detailed course content. So it's
Right.
just we'll go through the order management system where we'll manage the orders, and the rate management system where we'll manage the rates for the route, and shipment management. So shipment management, and we'll see the tendering part, and we'll see the
Okay.
visibility and event management. We'll go through the business process automation and reporting
Okay.
and document management. So there is an we can generate the reports from OTM as well. So reporting part also will take care. So this is the architecture basically. So it's basically a three-tier architecture where you will have web server, DB server, and app server. So general whatever like web-based tools will have it's the same. So web app and database server will have three servers. So this is just a three-tier architecture. So just architecture. Someone else it's a three-tier architecture where we'll have web server, application server, and database server. So it's all the same. So end-to-end logistics. So it's basically a, I mean, it's all the same actually. So I don't want to repeat it again and again, but it is for ease of understanding. So basically, we'll cover it like OTM flow is basically end-to-end logistics as we discussed earlier. We can send the communications, tracking, settlement, reporting, and all those stuff. So basically, here it means like internet technology because it's a web-based tool. So to have it described what kind of tool it is, so we have it here. So it's basically a web-based tool. We cannot have it in our own system. So we need to have that. I mean, it is a web-based tool because it should be accessed across the globe wherever you are doing the service. So I mean, everywhere we can't go and install the system, right? So for them.
Okay.
So basically, what we do is we'll just give the access to them so that they can access. So to have that in system, it should be a web-based tool. So it is a web-based tool basically.
Okay.
So these are all the terminology of OTM. So we can look after that because once you get some idea, like once we started, we'll go through all those things. So this is just terminology what we are creating in OTM. Like these are all the master data and transactional data. We'll call it as. So we'll go through this. I mean, when the class starts.
Okay.
So, and do you have any questions about the basic stuff? What we covered? So, did you
Yeah.
get some idea
That's
about
fine.
what is OTM? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Okay. Okay.